And we got the check dam full. And there's a bunch of toads, toad chorus, but doggo jumped in the quote-unquote pond, and they immediately stopped, of course. They'll probably come back. Well, I know they will, but this is the second time that they've come out this year because we had another good rain last night. First time in a very long time. And all these plants, most of these plants just came up on their own because of the water infiltration, but like things like that, and like a lot of the mesquites I put in. Boop, boop. Come on. Come on. Boop, come on. Come on. Come here, Boop, Boop. Come on. Come on. She's having way too much fun for herself. She can't even handle how much fun she's having. Covered in mud, too. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you just gonna stand there? I want to try to get a video for galloping through. Come on, show off for the camera. There we go. She's so weird. She's so funny. Such a goober. What are you doing? You're listening. I let her be off the leash a lot longer this morning because it's just like, you know, fun time all around. Came up here and the toads were going crazy. I wanted to try to get a video, but they heard my feet like pounding the ground as I walked and the vibration, and they thought I was my dog, and so they all stopped. It's just really cool. Like, this is one of the little pods that I put in, and look how strong this tree is. It's beautiful too. The architecture is great. This is going to be a nice upright tree. You know, it's got one central trunk and then it's got a few laterals, but they're all heading upwards, which is really neat. It's really going to be a beautiful tree. It already is. It's gorgeous. Stunning, stunning little tree. Just grown with nothing but water catchment or infiltration, really. I'm not even catching this water. I'm just infiltrating it into the ground and giving it back to the earth. Beautiful. And this is the check dam after that one rain we had on Tuesday, where it's all just about gone now. The water's infiltrated into the ground after a few days. And there's little trees around that I planted, and just little pods. And the smallest ones are these little guys over here in the low point that guy did, but they're gonna do just fine. Even though they're tiny, I think just due to the fact that they're not getting as much residual moisture. This might not actually be the low point because there's actually a low point. I think it's still got water in it over there, and I was looking at it and I think there's probably at least 2 feet of water that this thing fills up with. Speaking of water, I need to go drink some water. I just got dizzy standing up. Alright, anyway. Beautiful trees growing around this check dam. It would probably make sense to comment on this tree. I did some chop and drop, real rudimentary. I mean, it is a desert. There's not really much material. So it's not really covering much of the ground, but I also did a little swale over there. I don't know if you can see that. But it's got from here all the way up to here, new growth, and it's all upward growth. This particular tree has almost all upward growth. I think it's going to become a tall tree. I mean, look at all these going up and up and up. So that's kind of amazing. That's like 2 feet of growth. And I haven't been keeping track, but I swear to you, this tree didn't have this kind of growth the last time I looked at it. And this is all green anyway, so I know it's new. Really neat. You'll see the growth on this blackberry is really a standout. A lot of new growth, super healthy. This is, from what was happening. And then I got this shade up around, to the west of it, and it just took off. It actually is looking like a healthy, happy plant now. And that's in comparison to the plant that is over in another spot. It's doesn't have, it has somewhat similar conditions, but I would say they're really not that similar. And this is what the bell pepper is doing. I mean, it didn't make any fruit, nothing did really this year. But that's a pretty beautiful growth. It's like it finally looks healthy. And even the vine, it's got this like new, like look at that, new tendrils coming off. So this shade makes a huge difference, as I thought it would. But to see it actually happen is like really cool. So here's the second course. We have the gato demonstrating, but you can see there's a little bit of slump. I put a lot of water into this course because I was just mixing with, no, don't like that. I was mixing with just straight Portland cement, and then a bunch of dirt I'm getting from just excavating to bury this pipe a little bit. This is an overflow pipe, and it's just kind of always been in the way because whoever put this in didn't, well, I know who put it in. He did a lot of other things I didn't like, but anyway, the point is, so I've gotten a second course on here. And it's just delightful muck. Oh my God, when I get the right consistency, just adding water, mixing, kind of like a really, really dense, chunky pancake batter. But it can't be pourable, right? It's got to be like a muck. It's really great. I mean, it's like a joy, at least for me. And then I started on a seat wall, and I think I'm gonna just go ahead with it and just build it. So I just started kind of making it, and why not? Because I had extra. I had a little more than I thought I needed for that first course. So this is going to be cool because, that's what, roughly, I don't think that's actually 18 inches. That's probably only about 14 inches. So I should probably expand it, but that's pretty easy to do, I'm thinking, because you just add the wet to the dry and it adheres because it's mud, and there's a little bit of cement in there, like I said. So, yeah, I'm excited. So there's going to be a little bench as well. So I kind of just started that because I had the material. But yeah, so that's what I did today. So this is what it looks like after the second day. And you can see I have my 2 courses that are really distinct. And I'm not sure if maybe there's some moisture still there. I don't know if that's what that is. It could just be a different, mix, basically, just because I mixed these separately. But here's the beginning of the seat, and I'll just basically add, and then I measured to where 18 inches is, and I decided I can't use this because this is going to have the trellis wire going down into it. And so I'm really, just for ease, I'm going to start with the edge of this. So all the way out to here is 18 inches. So that's how much I'll be building. And then I haven't measured how long the bench is, but it's probably enough for 2 butts sitting close to each other. So I might actually extend that just for, to make it a little more, like you're not crowded onto the bench, out to maybe something like here. So, but yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm really happy with it. And it's, it's just organic looking, and there's a little wiggle in it, but I really don't mind at all. It's totally fine. And it's, when I get it plastered and stuff, which is also going to be a really fun project just in and of itself, it's going to look so cool. So I'm really excited, and I might even like try to do something fun, like put some kind of glass in it or metal or something, just to make it kind of more artistic. But right now it just looks like a bunch of muck. So it doesn't look like much yet, but I'm really excited because structurally it's very strong and stable, and it's just so easy to do. So I think the hardest thing is really just mixing it. So I'm probably have
I would say 2 more courses to be realistic. So yeah. So I got the 2x4 up, and then I got the roll of field fencing or whatever it is attached on the top with 4 U-brackets, and I can already see that I can adjust that just by pulling it back, because they're, you can kind of pull it this way and that way. The way that I did it ended up being on the top, just based on how this field fencing was, letting me attach it, and that's fine. And then the one issue I'm having is that I didn't anticipate is that the field fencing is a little longer than I need it, so it's kind of sagging. And then also and this is something I did know I would need to do, and that's just, manhandle it into more of a, try to straighten it out a little bit, because, you can see I've got these little unevenness in it. But what I've done is I've used a 2x4 to kind of hold it up, and then I'm attaching it with this wire, and I'm probably improperly using these little pruning device, but it's working, and I'm just, let's see if I can get this to focus. So, I don't know if it's gonna do that, but maybe it'll focus down here. But yeah, you can see that I'm attaching it down the middle to get it attached to the field fencing. This reed mat that I bought probably a year ago now, and it's just been kicking around the yard getting all beat up. But it'll provide a modicum of shade. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but it's definitely going to make a difference. And then you can see that I have a lot, more than I need. So this is going to be the interesting part, I think, is trying to get this field fencing section kind of shaped, which will take some manhandling. And that'll be interesting. I'm going to need probably some tools, a tool and like a pliers or something to really pull it, maybe 2 pair of pliers and stuff like that. But I'll try to get it best I can, and then I'm going to have to probably shorten it a little bit, because when it goes into the wall, it's going to need to kind of come down straight into the wall, and I think I just have too much of it, which is much better than having too little, right? It's great. So, but that'll anchor it, and I think that's going to be the hardest part. But I believe if you look, you can kind of see that that's probably about where I have too much of it, so I'll probably have to cut off like that 2 feet or whatever that is. Maybe that's like 18 inches. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'll probably cut that off, and I'll probably cut it so that it has the little spikes sticking out, so that I can embed those pretty easily into the mud. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'll do the mud course. I'll cut this, do the mud course, stick them in there, and the only issue is I might have to anchor that so it doesn't blow out while it's still drying. So yeah. So, and then one thing I'm noticing is that the dirt part of the wall is crumbly. So it will, but I'm going to be stuccoing this, so it's like I'm not really worried. But, if you're rubbing up against it, the dirt will crumble. I wonder, actually, I just came up with an idea for sculpture. Ew, neat. Anyway, so I'm just kind of working on this and getting it attached, and it's just going to be a process. But one thing I could do is put 2x4s sticking up out of the wall on either side to provide a vertical that's higher than the wall. I don't really want to do that, but that might be an option. So anyway, I'm just messing around and seeing how it comes together as I go. But yeah, so hopefully it doesn't get super windy today, because I'm not quite prepared for that. But you can see that this burlap has been the only thing keeping these things from, just withering away to bits, because this is what happened to the blackberry. But you can see under the burlap it's coming back, so it just confirms that it just needs some shade. So today's going to be another hot one. But yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't need to look guilty. You're having fun. It's awesome.